Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I found a video here. It is from the icing on your English, and it is 10 must try traditional British dishes. This isn't from like Mojo or anything like that, where it's kind of just, I don't know, kind of pulls like the dishes even I know of, like a Sunday roast, and an English breakfast. So we should have some, hopefully, things you guys maybe eat more often. Of course, I know you do the Sunday roasts, but I'm excited for this one because it should be a little bit different than the usual videos that we come across. I will link it in the description as always, so you can go check out their page, this particular video, as well as other ones. And I'll also have links to Patreon. I'm going to be starting a new show over there after this week, because we're wrapping up Friday night dinner, sadly. We are doing Laughing Out Loud right now, which is hilarious. Bob Mortimer kills me. But let's go ahead and jump into this one.
10 must-try traditional British dishes. Here are 10 traditional British dishes that I highly recommend eating when you visit the UK. Make sure you stick around for my personal favourites at the end of the video. Let's kick off with the ideal way to start your day. In England, a full English breakfast, also known as a fry-up,
there's this one.
is a substantial
I guess it's
meal
a big
to
one.
kickstart your day. In my opinion, it's better to have one of these as a brunch, in other words, for both a breakfast and a lunch, after 11 o'clock. So it's ideal for a weekend when you get up later. A fry-up is quite a personal.
I do know, like, this isn't something you guys have every single day. That would be crazy. Just like we don't have, I've seen a lot of kind of stereotypes of Americans that they just eat pancakes, like stacks of pancakes every day. No, we don't. Um, I think a lot of times my favorite personally, I love breakfast. That's maybe my favorite meal of the day, and I like eating it at dinner time too. But I just like fried eggs, toast, some what you guys would call streaky bacon. We just call it bacon. Um, Maybe even some hash browns or some grits. Like that's my jam, but it's not, again, not some you eat every day. A lot of times I don't even eat breakfast, but for my son, he usually eats breakfast in the car on the way to school every day. So it's like, I might make him some like peanut butter toast or toasted jelly. Maybe we'll get like these frozen sandwiches that you could get, and he's a vegetarian, so like he'll just eat egg on like a croissant or egg on a biscuit or toaster strudels. It just depends day to day, but he would love it if we ate pancakes every day, but we don't.
Thing. So the ingredients vary depending on individual
That looks really good.
A full English breakfast typically contains sausages, bacon, eggs, tomatoes, mushrooms, fried bread and baked beans. The best place to order a full cooked breakfast is in a cafe or some pubs. Another great place to have one of these is in a bed and breakfast hotel. A Sunday roast or a roast dinner.
It's like the ones that I said but I know these are like big ones. This looks incredible.
This is commonly cooked at home for a family lunch, or it is also available in many pubs on Sundays. Bear in mind that you may have to make a reservation for a Sunday roast in a pub.
Wow.
We would have this meal between 2 and 5 o'clock. It consists of roasted meat, in other words, slowly cooked in the oven. The meat is usually chicken, beef, pork or lamb. It will be accompanied with roast potatoes or perhaps mashed potatoes and things like...
That's good. That's like my favorite meal is a pot roast.
Pudding made from a batter of eggs, flour and milk or water. Stuffing, which is a savoury mixture of ingredients
I
that is
love
often
stuffing.
stuffed inside a roast chicken and topped with gravy, a kind of sauce from the juice of the roasted meat. We use this sauce with other meals too. A selection of vegetables.
I saw in a video, it's been a while back, but I still think about it. I think it was a video from shoot, now I can't even think of what his name is, but the guy that he does a lot of traveling around. He's an American, and anyways, he was in York, and he got this like wrap that was like a Sunday roast in a Yorkshire pudding wrap. I think about that like way more than I should because it looked and sound amazing. Like that's one thing when I come over there, like that's why I want to go to York. I don't want that friggin' wrap so bad.
Vegetables will be served as part of a roast dinner, such as broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower,
Love cabbage
parsnips,
and
or
cauliflower.
peas. Bubble and squeak. This traditional dish is usually made of cold vegetables that have been left over from a Sunday roast lunch. Food that is left over or not eaten is known as the leftovers.
I've heard of this one.
This will consist of potatoes and veg like cabbage, Brussels sprouts, carrots, mixed together and mashed or crushed and then fried until it becomes a kind of crispy omelette, but without eggs. As this dish is made from the leftovers of a Sunday roast, it is more common to have this at home the day after. But you can get this in some pubs that serve traditional pub food or pub grub. The name of this dish comes from the reactions and sounds made by the ingredients when they are being fried in the frying pan. Fish and chips. In case you didn't know, fish and chips is a hot dish of a fried fish fillet
I do like
in
fish and
batter
chips.
served with chips. This is commonly a takeaway dish, and fish and chips are the most popular takeaway food in England. You can order this in a fish and chip shop takeaway restaurant, which is also known as a chippy, or some pubs.
Chippy!
This fish will be battered, in other words, cooked in batter, which is a mixture of flour and eggs coated over the fish, which is then deep fried.
Fish looks good.
Batter makes the fish crispy and extra tasty. White fish like cod and haddock is mainly used, but other options include hake, plaice or skate. British
I've never
chips
even
are
heard of
usually
those last
considerably
three.
thicker than American style French fries and will be homemade at good fish and chip
Really?
restaurants. Make sure you sprinkle your chips with salt and malt.
So we do have we have a couple of different style of fries. I'm sure you guys do too. We do have like the smaller, thinner ones that you see at like fast food restaurants usually, but these are what we would call like steak fries. These were when I was growing up, my mom, if we had like fries at home with dinner, it was like this, that we had steak fries.
Vinegar for extra flavour. A popular side dish in the UK is mushy peas, which is a dish of mashed up
Still need
green
to try
peas.
those. They have
Typically
them
in the UK,
at World
the
Market.
best
I need to
fish
get
and
them.
chip shops or restaurants are located in the coastal towns. This is usually because the fish is fresher. A ploughman's lunch. If you fancy a lighter meal, especially when the
This
weather
looks up
isn't
my
so
alley.
cold,
I've heard of this
then
one.
order a ploughman's lunch in a pub. Though served cold, a ploughman's is not for salad lovers. It's built on cheese, pickles, sliced meats, or sometimes a slice of pork pie.
This
with
is my
bread and
jam
butter.
right here.
The name ploughman's originated from the lunch prepared for a ploughman, an agricultural worker in the past who would use a plough to move the earth or soil to take into the fields.
So a lot of times me and my mom will make, like, instead of like a dinner, this is what we'll do. We'll put together a plate with like crackers and cheese and like usually what we have is like the jalapeno stuffed olives. I love pickles too, so sometimes I'll throw pickles on there. And if we have like any kind of meats, or like salami or pepperonis or even like turkey or whatever, cut that up and put that in there with it. And maybe some fruit, some apple. and that's just kind of just pick at it for dinner.
Steak and kidney pie. The UK is famous for its savoury pies, and the
I'm on
traditional
board with
steak
the
and kidney
steak.
pie is a quintessential example. This pie is
I bet
savoury,
it's good,
meaning
though.
salty instead of sweet, and is filled with a mixture of
That looks
diced
good.
beef, in other words, cut or chopped finely,
That does look
diced
good.
kidney and onion. It is baked in the oven and is typically served with mashed potato. This is a real traditional pub meal, so the best place to order one of these is in a decent pub. Bangers and mash. Bangers and mash, which is also known as sausages and mash, is a traditional British dish consisting of
I tried to
sausages
make
and
this
mashed
at
potato.
home, y'all.
The
I used a recipe from What's for Tea, who's like Scottish. She's fantastic. I love watching her. She's adorable. Her voice is so cute. But I did it, and then like all of the comments were like, "This is wrong. This is it." Like, and it, like I was just following the recipe. This is not something that we have, but it was good. I like anything with mashed potatoes, though.
dish is usually served with gravy or onion gravy, but it may also include fried onions and boiled
Oh, those
green
onions!
peas.
When I made it, smelled
This
so
dish may
good.
be prepared at home, as it's easy to make, but it's considered traditional pub grub, so you'll be able to find this in most pubs that serve food. It's all about the quality of the sausages here, so the most expensive versions will have the
Yeah,
better
that's the
ones.
thing. We don't have
The
like
word
the
bangers
sausages like
refers
you
to the
guys do.
sausages, and apparently this originated from the First World War, when, because of food shortages, extra water was added to the sausages to make them bigger. When the sausages were cooked, the water content would cause them to explode with a bang because of the extra steam. Mashed potatoes is often shortened to mash in British English. Lancashire hotpot. A Lancashire hotpot
I haven't heard
is
of
a
this
dish
one.
originating from Lancashire in the
Is that
northwest
like au gratin
of England.
potatoes on top?
This is a kind of stew, which is a dish cooked very slowly, first at a high temperature and then simmered at a low temperature in a large cooking pot. This dish consists
This
of
looks like
lamb and
heaven.
onion and is topped with sliced potatoes. The Lancashire hotpot is thought to have originated during the cotton industry in the 19th century. It's a simple meal.
I haven't heard of this one, but it sounds amazing.
Cotton workers
I love
at the
stew.
end of their shift. The hotpot basically refers to the food being cooked in a big pot that is heated. Although this originates from the north of England, you can find this in many pubs all over the country. Cornish pasty. A Cornish pasty originates from Cornwall in the southwest of England. This is a savoury kind of pie that you can sometimes order as a pub meal, but more commonly you can grab one as a takeaway meal from bakeries. A traditional Cornish pasty is a kind of pastry filled with a mixture of diced beef, potato, swede and onion. They were
Sounds so
traditionally
good.
made for workers to take into the mines around Cornwall.
You know what's funny? Him saying that was like made for the miners to take. Where I'm from in West Virginia, it was like the largest coal mining state there was. It still is. They refused to like move into the future, and it's a very poor, sad state because of it. But one good thing that came out of it is pepperoni rolls, and West Virginia is pretty much the only state that has them. I don't know why it hasn't expanded. But very similar, something you could take on the go, but it's just like kind of dough, and then inside of it, you've got pepperoni and sometimes not always, but like mozzarella cheese, and you could it was designed for miners to take, and it is one of my favorite things. And I haven't been back to West Virginia in a long time, and it's been a hot minute since I've had it.
And now for my personal favourites, shepherd's pie or cottage pie. These are two different
You
dishes,
can't get
but
shepherd's
they are
pie here.
essentially the same thing.
Most grocery
Except
stores.
that cottage pie is made with beef and shepherd's pie is made with lamb. This is basically either
I think they do
lamb
them
or
with beef here,
minced
though.
meat, topped with a layer of mashed
So
potato
it's really cottage
and oven baked in a big oven dish. It will also contain vegetables like carrots, onion and green peas. It is baked until the topping becomes crispy and golden. This dish was originally made as a frugal and practical way for shepherds and rural communities to make the most of their ingredients and prevent wasting any leftover meat. The name cottage pie was first used in the 18th century when the poorer people in Britain who lived in cottages in the countryside started using potatoes as an everyday food, and the cottage pie was originally made with leftovers from the Sunday roast. Again, you can find these in most pubs that serve traditional British food.
A lot of food stemmed from the Sunday roast,
If
huh?
you have tried any of these traditional British dishes, please let me know if you like them in the comment section below. Make sure you check out this video on the
Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to this channel because I actually enjoyed that video a lot. I think he did an excellent job. Of course, like in the beginning, I'm like, oh, I probably won't have this, and it had like every single one of them pretty much. But they also had ones that I hadn't heard of before. And I think he did a great job explaining them and like their origin, stuff like that, which they usually don't do. So you guys got to put in the comments what your favorite of these is. And yeah, thanks for watching this one with me, guys. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Go check out Patreon. You can jump on there for free and get access to tons of stuff. Free. But yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. I hope you guys did too. And I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.